Hey everyone, and welcome to another video. So this video is going to be a vlog of me reading The Silver Witch by Paula Brackston. This book is on my Tackle My TBR challenge for 2021. This is a book that's been on my shelves for a long time that I never got round to reading, and I pulled the ticket out of the jar that I pull every month, and this was the book for March. So I'm going to vlog reading this book, and let's just get into it. Hello everyone, and welcome to another reading vlog. So what I've decided to do is, alongside my Tackle TBR book picks for each month, is to film a vlog of me reading the books. So I've already read 2 books for my yearly challenge for this, which the first one was It Only Happens in the Movies by Holly Bourne, and the second, which I still technically haven't finished, is The Wicked King by Holly Black. Now, I obviously haven't done vlogs for those 2 books because I only just decided that this is something I want to do. So I'm going to be trying to do them from now on, just do reading vlogs for these books that I am picking out my jar every month to read. So this month's pick was Silver Witch by Paula Brackston. So, like I said, The Silver Witch by Paula Brackston is this month's Tackle My TBR pick. The prompt was pick a book that's been on your shelf forever that you haven't got around to reading. So this book has been on my shelf for about 5 years and I've never read it. Now, I totally remember when I bought this book. I was in a charity shop in Glasgow when I got this book. It was my first trip with my fiance Ewan down to see one of his friends. And we all went kind of book shopping together, and I will not lie, I bought this book because the cover is stunning. Please excuse the flickery lights in the background. That is my overhead lights. I don't know why they're doing that. But it's very noticeable on camera, but not actually noticeable not on camera. Anywho, so yes, this is a cover buy because the stunning. Like, just appreciate how beautiful this is. Now, when I bought this book, I had no idea that it was part of a series. I don't think it actually makes many reference to being part of a series on the book, except I should have maybe read this little bit here. But anyway, I just assumed this was other books by her. So I did have a look on Goodreads, and it doesn't seem to matter which order you read them in. They don't seem to connect together. I think they're maybe just in a series about witches in general. I don't think they actually have to be read in order. But because I bought this one and I don't have the other ones, I'm just going to read this one anyway because it's been on my shelf for so long. And if I go and buy the other ones, that's just finding reasons to delay reading this book, and not the point of Tackle the TBR. So I want to finally read this book and see if it's just the cover that's fabulous or if the book is as well. So, as you can probably see here, it might be a bit difficult to read with the flashing lights. So, basically, it is an artist called Tilda. She loses her husband and then moves into a Welsh cottage that they were meant to live in together, and then starts to experience dreams and visions, which lead her to the witch called Seren. And it's like a legend on the lakeshore where she lives. And that's kind of the basic idea. Now, as far as I know, this book runs in 2 timelines of the present with Tilda and the past with Seren, which I love that kind of thing, when like past and present go alongside each other and then can kind of intertwine. That is something that I really do like. And I have been wanting to read a bit more witchy books. So yeah, basically I'm going to get stuck into this one and hope it lives up to the stunningness of the front cover, basically. Let's see if it actually works, if you can buy books based on the front cover, and if you can judge a book by it. Eh? The old adage, can you judge a book by its cover? Anyway, so I'm going to get stuck into this one. It's not particularly long. It's got a few marks on it. It was a charity shop buy. But I don't think it's particularly long. There we go, 342 pages. So it's not a huge book. Should be doable to read in a couple of days if I knuckle down. So that is the plan. And I will catch up with you once I'm about 50 or so pages in and let you know how I'm getting on. So, I am now 79 pages into The Silver Witch, and I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it more than I thought I would. I read a few reviews before I started the book, and the ones I read were not particularly positive. But at the moment, I'm really enjoying it. It's, like I said, it's told in two timelines, with Tilda in present day and Seren in the past. In the past, Seren is like a shaman, witch, seer to the prince, and has brought him a warning of danger to come. And in the present time, Tilda's settling into the cottage and is feeling really uneasy because strange things keep happening, like nothing electric seems to work when she's around, and she keeps seeing things on the lake that she shouldn't see, and even her memories of when her husband was killed, her nightmares have become a lot more clear, and it's making it sort of harder to deal with. So she's feeling a bit unsettled, although, you know, settling into the cottage kind of a thing. But yeah, it's like, it's a funny one. Not a lot's happened, but it's a pleasant read. It's written in a really lovely way, and I'm not one for flowery writing, but it's written nicely. I'm enjoying reading it, and it's very relaxing. Like I say, nothing huge has happened, but it's kind of a soothing read so far. Like, not boring, but just soothing, and so far not my style, or not what I thought my style was, but I'm enjoying it very much. So yeah, I shall carry on reading it and let you know what I think as I get further in. So it's the next day, and I'm continuing my reading of Silver Witch by Paula Brackston. I'm about 85 pages in at this point. Excuse Mr. Pupper having his bone. So yeah, I'm about 85 pages in at this moment, and I'm really enjoying it. It's, like I would say, not a lot has happened. It's very much sort of setting the scene, and kind of more atmospheric than I would say it is sort of plot driven at the minute. But I'm enjoying it, despite that not normally being my kind of thing. It's very beautifully written. Like, it's very kind of lush, and you just kind of sink into it and get really swept away in the scenery and the story and stuff. And like I say, that's normally not what I would rate in books, but so far, this one's working for me so far. So I will carry on reading, and I'll give you another update when I'm a bit further in. So got my pooch, got my book, and I've got a cup of tea sitting there, just perfect. So I will catch up with you in a bit. So it's a few days later, and I can't remember when I did my last update for this reading vlog, so I've been a bit rubbish, but I am still reading The Silver Witch. And what page am I on? I'm now on page 243, and I think there's only 340 odd pages, so yeah, so I've got about 100 pages left to go. Really, really enjoying it so far. It's super atmospheric, and the best word I can describe it with is just kind of like lush. It's a really pleasant reading experience. I'm really, really enjoying it. It's like a cozy, comfy read. Like, you snuggle up. I've been snuggled up in a blanket every time I've been reading it, and it's just cozy and comfy, and really, really enjoying it. Joined by my little reading pal, Mr. Kanan, who I've got a feeling just ate something he shouldn't have done, but we'll more about that later. So yeah, no, I'm really, really loving it. I'm really loving it. So this is going a lot better than I was expecting. I kind of thought, given the fact I bought this book for the cover, I thought I wasn't going to like it that much, but I'm really enjoying it. And it's kind of taken a, well, not really a unexpected turn. It does say, so, you know, the character is under grave threat, and I'm kind of getting what that's going to be about now, but I don't really know what's going to become of it. I'm assuming, well, I can't really spoil things, to be fair. Yeah, so really, really enjoying it. I said earlier in the vlog that when I bought this book, I had no idea that it was part of a series, and there's nothing on the book that says it's part of a series. What are you going to see here? It says Oh, if it's going to focus. The Shadow Chronicles number 4. So yeah, it did say it was part of a series. I just was too stupid to actually see it right there. But it definitely doesn't follow on from a previous book. There is no mention of anything. And I've looked up the other books in this so-called series, and they're all set in different time periods with different people. Other than them being about witches, I don't think it's like an actual thing. But I actually think I'll pick up some of the other ones. Hello, Kanan. I think I'll pick up some of the other ones now that I've been enjoying this one so much, because, yeah, it's been really, really good. So, yeah, 100 pages left to go, and I will let you know probably when I finish it at this point, which might be tonight, might be tomorrow morning. We'll see. But yes, this is so far being a very good. It took me 6 days to finish The Silver Witch by Paula Brackston. As I said in the intro, this is from my Tackle My TBR challenge for this month, actually for the month of March. And I went into this book with quite low expectations, I must say. I totally bought this book based on the cover. It is gorgeous. And as much as I was intrigued by the synopsis, I can't say that I was thinking it was going to be the best book ever. I kind of thought it was going to be one of those situations where I bought a beautiful book and it was going to be a little bit average, maybe even disappointing. I can honestly say it was neither of those things. So this book is not what I would normally say I would enjoy, but maybe my tastes are changing. I'm not too sure. So this book follows Tilda, who has moved into a cottage by a lake in the Welsh sort of countryside, and she's recently lost her husband, and she's just trying to get back to the life that she'd planned on living, and she feels like an affinity to the local area and the lake she lives by, and she starts to kind of get visions and feelings about what's going on around her, and thinks she's seeing kind of figures from the past, possibly an ancestor, that type of thing. And it kind of just follows her trying to figure out what's going on. This book, like I said, was very surprising. I really, really enjoyed it. The character of Tilda and the witch Seren from the past were really interesting. They were fascinating characters. I really, really enjoyed them. There was a tiny bit of romance. I wouldn't have said it was a main feature, but it was an aspect in both the past day and present day sections of the book. So the book follows Tilda in the present and Seren in the past, and how kind of their lives will get to the point where they kind of meld together in a way, if that makes sense. The plot is decent. I wouldn't say it's the most mind-blowing plot going, but I very much enjoyed it. It followed through. It was very logical. I suppose you could say it was a little slow to start. Not in a bad way. I didn't find it slow at all. I found it a really atmospheric, relaxing read at the start. I really sort of sunk into it. And then as the plot got going, it got a bit more tense, and I was like a bit more, I need to find out what's going to happen. I was very, very sucked in to this book. Very much sucked in. I think if you don't get that feeling from the writing, I find the writing quite lush and enjoyable to read. And if you don't get that feeling fairly quick, maybe this won't be the book for you, because I feel like once it kind of gets faster, it's very close to the end of the book before things really kick off plot-wise. But it was one of those things, I was enjoying reading the book, and almost the plot felt secondary to my enjoyment. Although, I thought it was decent. I'm going to give this a 4-star read, which I was not expecting rating it any higher than 3 stars, if I'm honest. But yeah, I think it firmly deserves its 4-star rating that I'm giving it here. And I'm really keen on reading the others that she's written. So yeah, this is apparently part of the Shadow Chronicles series, although I think they're all kind of standalones within the series. I don't think there are any connecting characters or anything like that. They all seem to be set at different times with different people, so I don't think it matters that I've read the last one first. But I'm very interested to read the others, actually. So I would recommend picking up The Silver Witch if you're really into sort of atmospheric reads, that you're kind of really feel like you're part of the countryside and kind of feel like you're part of the whole story. I really, really enjoyed it. I would highly recommend. yeah, and definitely a surprising read. So that's my thoughts on my Tackle the TBR book for March. To see my Tackle the TBR book for April, hop on over to my kind of wrap up for March, and I'll pull out the next prompt for the Tackle My TBR challenge. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you again in another video very soon.